you want to like this video. You want to subscribe to this channel. Hey guys, what's up? SAgeek here with another movie review for you, and this is one I've been waiting for the whole year. This is obviously Rogue One, a Star Wars story, and it was f***ing amazing! Okay, let's do a full review. There will be a relatively extensive spoiler section where I discuss plot elements later in the review, but obviously I will put the red logo when any spoiler talk is happening, so don't worry too much about that. You will be warned well in advance. Casting. This was a very interesting one. While Felicity Jones as Jyn Erso and Diego Luna as Cassian Andor were the leads that drove the story, the casting gets more interesting when we look at returning characters, namely Mon Mothma and Grand Moff Tarkin. Seriously, look how close this is. We don't know who's who. Now, they did use CGI to match Peter Cushing's face to bring back Tarkin, but while watching the movie it's impossible to tell that it's a real actor with a modded CG face. It's really close. And while Star Wars films have never really been about making famous people draw audiences to the movie, instead relying on characters, which is what Rogue One does again, the more famous actors such as Mads Mikkelsen and Forrest Whitaker do appear obviously, but they are secondary characters. They are not the primary driving force for the film, and they really allow the story to go ahead without being overshown by star power, which is great. So besides the fact that they were able to effectively bring Peter Cushing back to life from the dead when he died in 94, you need to remember this is a Star Wars film. This is the franchise that basically created the modern VFX industry. Under John Knoll's supervision, Rogue One lives up to all expectations and will probably receive a very, very well-earned Oscar nomination. VFX on point. Seriously, good. A lot of people have been asking me where Rogue One fits in. Is it episode 8? Is it a completely separate story? Why are you in my house? Questions like that. Rogue One is a direct prequel to episode 4, A New Hope. Literally direct. Episode 4 starts off within an hour of Rogue One ending. It is that close to each other. Where A New Hope starts with the plans for the Death Star in the hands of the rebels, Rogue One explains how they got these plans. It follows the story of Jyn Erso, a troubled young woman who gets pulled in by the Rebel Alliance in order to find her father, who is the brains behind the Death Star, and along the way the crew of Rogue One, which is their call sign, grows to a full team that manages to steal these plans. This is a pretty epic war movie. There are some scenes that make a nod to D-Day, the storming the beaches of Normandy. So if you want a war film in space, this is probably the best non-Jedi battle you will see in a Star Wars movie. Okay, overall, I was pretty nervous in the days leading up to this release. Would Rogue One deliver? Would it live up to the hype? I'm glad to say it did. This movie was everything I wanted and more as a Star Wars fan. I can say without a doubt, this film deserves a place in the Star Wars universe. It's a gritty war film that sets up the original trilogy in a beautiful, beautiful way. This kind of even makes up for episode 1. It's that good. Now, a biased review would be a 5 out of 5, but I waited a day to do this review specifically to get all the hype out of my system, to calm down and think about it logically, and I'm going to turn it down to 4.5 out of 5 because there are one or two things in the film that I did pick up that could have been better, but without a doubt this is still a fantastic Star Wars film, definitely better than the prequel trilogy in any way. Okay, the minor spoilers, the cameos. Everyone was expecting cameos in this film. Obviously, there were cameos in Force Awakens, nods to the original trilogy, and Rogue One does no different. The expected cameo is, of course, R2-D2 and C-3PO. They do make a very quick appearance, again making them the only two characters to appear in literally every single Star Wars film. Kind of a predicted cameo/role. Jimmy Smith's return is as Bail Organa, Leia's adoptive father, and he plays a bit of a role in the movie, obviously being involved with the rebels to steal the plans to the Death Star. Unexpected cameo, and I will forgive you for not knowing these names, Ponda Baba and Colonel Evazan appear in the film. Now, if you're wondering who the hell these two guys are, you might know them as Pignose and Bolchin. Picture here. These were the guys that picked a fight with Luke in the Mos Eisley Cantina in episode 4 when he was busy meeting Han Solo for the first time. So the more die-hard Star Wars fans saw this and appreciated it. So that was epic. Epic. Now, a major spoiler. This is a warning. I'm going to give you a countdown from 5. None other than the Princess Leia Organa, in the likeness of Carrie Fisher, appears at the end of the film just in time to lead into episode 4. So the last 5 minutes of this film ends with her receiving the plans of the Death Star. So it is literally like a direct prequel to episode 4. In terms of plot holes, Rogue One serves to plug one of the biggest plot holes in the Star Wars canon. Galen Erso, Jin's father, played by Mads Mikkelsen, intentionally put the weakness into the Death Star as he was being forced to create it under duress. Now we can finally put to rest the question, why would the Empire create a weapon with such a flaw? Because it was sabotaged from within. Finally, Darth Vader, the man himself, has a epic appearance at the end of the film. While he does appear in the middle of the film, I thought that was going to be his only appearance up until the end of the film. After the rebels have stolen the plans for the Death Star and beamed it up to a ship, Darth Vader starts going after it. And it's not just Darth Vader walking ominously. He is a complete badass, lightsaber wielding, Sith forcing, just the most epic fight. The reaction of the rebels when they saw this man approaching them wielding his lightsaber was intense. I started cheering inside. I wanted to scream, it was that freaking good. But once again, you want to like this video, you want to subscribe. This is a South African Geek, signing off.